Hey, it's Jordan S. Keller here. I'm with my co-host, Crystal McQueen. We are the hosts for Everyday Writers, and today we're bringing a special episode, a bonus episode, if you will. We're not quite sure how often this will occur, but Crystal had the most amazing weekend shopping around all the local bookstores in Cincinnati, and we're going to take a listen. But don't worry, stay tuned. Next time we come on, we'll be discussing more writing tricks that we've learned to help you on your journey to become a published author. All right, Crystal, so this past weekend at Cincinnati in Northern Kentucky, a super cool event went on. It was the Cincy Bookstore Crawl. This was their second year, I believe, doing it. And the quick and dirty of it is 18 local bookstores. We are so blessed to have so many bookstores in our neighborhood. 18 bookstores signed up for a little scavenger hunt through the weekend, and participants could go to all 18 stores, get their passport punched, and at the end of it, people who completed the visits to all 18 stores were entered into a drawing to win huge cash prizes, all for books.
You didn't have to hit all 18.
Oh.
You got an entry for every bookstore you got a stamp from. So if you visited 6 bookstores, you got 6 entries.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many bookstores did you get to?
I got to 11 official stamps, but 3 of the bookstores here are Roebling, and they only let you get a stamp for 1, but I still went to all 3. So technically, I went to 14 bookstores.
Sweet. What was your experience like?
It was so much fun. I mean, Bill and I got in the car, we had our coffee, and we basically just bounced from store to store. We had a list of books that we are on our to be read list, not on our shelf yet. And so in each of the stores, we tried to find those specific books. We didn't try to just find a book, but we did try to find the ones we were looking for. So the first store we went to was the Blue Marble, which is a children's bookstore. Our kids are 18 and 21. They're a little past children's books.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a couple of nephews that we did look for Christmas presents, but I would rather take my nephews to a bookstore and let them pick than unwrap a book. I think that'd be more fun for them. So we didn't end up getting anything at the Blue Marble, but highly recommend it. Highly recommend all of the bookstores. There's the Hidden Chapter, which of course is my favorite because it's in my hometown, and the owners are absolutely wonderful. So of course we bought a couple of books there. We do a book club there. So that was really, really nice. And also they let Millie in. They let my dog in, and she got treats and we got books. It was great.
Yeah, so the bookstores that were part of this year's book crawl was the Bike Trail Books, Blue Marble, Book Bus Depot, the Bookery, the Book Matters, the Bookshelf, Cincy Book Rack, Conveyor Belt Books, Downbound Books, the Friends of the Public Library, the Hidden Chapter Bookstore, Household Books, Inc., Indy Northern Kentucky, Joy and Matt Books, Manga, Roebling and Point Books, and Coffee. What was your favorite book that you picked up over the weekend?
The one I'm most excited to read?
Yeah.
There's a series that I've wanted to read called Only Human. And then I ended up getting the second book too, Waking Gods. So there's 3 of them. It's Only Human, Waking Gods, and Sleeping Giants. I'm super excited to read that series. I think I bought 7 books plus a terrarium while I was out.
So does your TBR shelf, is it just got a big sag in the middle from how much it grew?
It holds steady at about 100, 115 books. I mean, I've had this to be read pile, but I do read about 100 books a year. That's just how many books I buy. My mother-in-law, she's like, why do you buy all these books? And I was like, well, I'm a writer. I want to support other writers.
Mm-hmm.
I could get them at the library, but then that writer doesn't get the royalty. They don't get the joy of seeing that purchased book. So I read a lot of books, I buy a lot of books, and I donate a lot of books.
The Book Queen. Next year, your goal is to hit all 18 bookstores.
Yes, I was so sad that I couldn't actually do all 18. And next year, I really want to do it as a group because it was a lot of fun. We saw Jody while we were out, which Jody's part of our writing group, and she was there with her book club. We also saw Mark, who's part of our writing group, and he was signing books at one of the bookstores. And it was just a lot of fun to be able to go from store to store. It appeals to so many different people. Like Downbound Books is kind of like my mecca. Like it's basically everything in my Goodreads list and their store. And then there was like Manga, which I think was
my favorite on the list.
Your favorite on the list. And I was like, I don't know what to buy here. So there's just a lot of different books, a lot of different appetites. Bill's favorite bookstore was this rare bookstore called Household Books. And it had all of these dusty covers and old vintage 1950s little dime-back novels. And so I think that next year, I'll have a much better all-day kind of thing. No picking anybody up from the airport, no soccer game to go to. It's going to be dedicated, and I might actually do more than one day because it was a lot to try and cram into just Saturday. I've got plans and goals for next year. I'm going to hit all 18.
And it's super cool. Cincy Book Crawl people, they release a map with the circular route to hit all the bookstores in a single day. Like I mentioned, we are so fortunate to have all these bookstores centrally located. I think from the farthest end of the circle is maybe an hour drive.
Yeah, it's Mason, so it's like 45 minutes, but every store we went into was packed.
Yeah.
It's not like this is just people wander in. Lines were out the door in every store we went to. It was just amazing to see how many people were participating in this. There's a reason we have so many bookstores here. We've got some book lovers in Cincinnati.
Absolutely. So jealous I missed it. Please organize next year. Crystal is our master organizer.
Absolutely.
Our writing group will be there in all the stores. Hopefully we'll see our listeners and come out, say hi. And not only is every day a good day to write, but every day is also a great day to read.
Absolutely.